Hello everyone and welcome back to the Science of Art. I am your host. No, I'm not going to do that. That's a waste of time, isn't it? Hey, I'm your host. No. I am MTMon. Welcome to the channel if you haven't been here already. The last episode was on how to warm up. And the last lesson, was how to warm up. Very important skill. This episode, or this lesson, is going to be on perspective. Now, if you want to see an example of perspective, get off your chair, go outside for 5 minutes and look. Just look. You'll see that if you look at anything like a fence, a hedgerow, a line of trees, anything kind of like that, they'll start off big, say 5 meters tall, and then as they get off into the horizon, you'll notice that they get smaller. This is perspective. Now I'm going to teach you using good old Photoshop here. Now, obviously, you can do this on a pen and paper. You don't need to do Photoshop. I'm using it because it's, first of all, easier to record. And second of all, it's just plain and simple, you know? Anyway, moving on. So, the first thing you'll notice is everything seems to come to a vanishing point. Everything meets at a horizon line. I'm going to draw my horizon line. Now, if you look at any photo at all, you'll notice a horizon line of sorts. And things will come to a vanishing point. Now, you can have, 1, 2, 3 vanishing points. You can have 10 vanishing points. It'll look really weird in a way, like kind of cubic. But they are there after all. But what I'm going to show you and demonstrate is how to draw a cube in perspective. So the first thing we're going to do is zoom in, and we're going to make my brush a little bit smaller. We're going to just draw our vanishing points. One there, and one there. So these are my 2 vanishing points, one here and one here. Now this will all start to make sense a bit sooner when I start to add more lines. So just to make things more clearly, I'm going to make my brush red. And I'm going to begin my process. So like I said, everything converges to vanishing points. If you don't know what converges mean, well, look it up. So I'm just going to draw a straight line like so. Simple, straight line. That's it. And now I'm going to choose this as my vertical. When drawing anything in perspective with this is 2-point perspective because you've got 2 vanishing points, all verticals, and this is just, standard whatever, all verticals are parallel or at a right angle to the horizon line. Horizon line being this line here. In fact, let me just label that for you with a little h for horizon line, okay? Some people say eye line, some people say whatever, and it's horizon line, okay? So, this is the top of my cube, this is the bottom of my cube. So I'm going to go from there to draw the underside of my cube, the bottom edge of my cube. And then from here to here, here to here. And now we've got basically a ginormous cube that goes on for miles. But we don't quite want that, do we? So I'm just going to create another layer here. Yes, I know I could do this all in one layer. A new color, let's just say green. And I'm going to draw on my new verticals. There we are. There is my wonderful, sexy little cube. As you can probably, but not really see, it's a bit, bland. There's not much going on. So I'm just going to cut to another finished cube, which is the same cube as this, but it'll look a bit better. See you in a minute. And we are back. Now here's my cube. Nothing fancy about it. It's a cube. Next what I want to show you is just simple shading. Simple shading. And I'm going to use the polygonal marquee tool or whatever. Yeah, polygonal lasso tool. There you go. And just to make my life, I didn't mean to do that, turn you off. Just to make my life a little easier. Now there's a saying which I always kind of think about, which is 1, 2, 3, read. Now we haven't got 3 sides, we've got 2, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you were to have a third side, then you'd just have it kind of like, say, coming out like, see what I mean? And then it'd come down, right? But we don't, so we've just got one side. So I'm just going to do this relatively quickly. Make a new layer, just because it's simpler. And this is going to be my light side. Light coming from over here, right? From over here. Going onto the cube in this direction. And so this is obviously going to be a lighter shade. And we're going to do this in monotone. Monotone being just, black and white and greys. And it's just like limited tones, right? You've just got one tonal spectrum. So I'm just going to fill that in. This immediately gives the shape a bit more, shape, and a bit more 3 dimensions. And then, one thing you'll want to do next is to add a shadow. Now, shadows are easy peasy lemon squeezy. And again, hey, another layer. I'm going to just literally draw, if I can find, there we are. I'm going to say my light source, and I'm going to do it in red, is here. My light source. So there's LS for light source. Right, I'm going to draw where it intersects one of these corners, right? So like that. That is giving me a good line like that. The next thing is then to draw another one, where I'm kind of imagining where this corner could be, and draw that there. So the last thing is now you've kind of got like points of reference, if you know what I mean. Got boom, 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 alright? So then this is going to be the basis of your shadow. And all it is, you want to you don't have to do it this way. This is just a way to do it. And then you just kind of bring that over there. This is just to show and demonstrate the principle of what I'm trying to show you. And that is how to create a shadow. Now, shadows are simple. And the more you look and the more you go outside to look at stuff, the more you'll notice how shadows look and work. And that is, at the end of the day, what I really want to maybe get across in this video. Go outside, look at the natural world. The best way to learn how to draw things from natural life is to look at stuff from nature. Yeah, I know, right? That sounds kind of stupid, but it works, trust me. And there we go. We've got our very own first cube. Now, I know this might be boring, and I know you probably want to get on to bigger, better things. But you know what you can do with this? You can now turn this into a house. Turn it into a building. Turn it into a ball cube if you really want. So all you'd have to do that, obviously, is to go on to, get your paintbrush, draw little widgets on it, and there you go. You're just starting to draw your good old-fashioned ball cube. And it is just quite truly remarkable, how people don't know this. They'll draw a cube like this. I bet many of you have seen this kind of cube. But the problem is these are basically almost parallel. That doesn't work. This looks and feels more real. It looks real. It works more realistically. Alright, I'm putting the pen down. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I am going to, hopefully next time, go into a bit more detail into perspective. Look into the shapes of the cone, the cylinder, and the sphere. Hopefully then also showing you how light works in a bit more detail. I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, bye bye.